Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, Govind English Teacher. Today I have come before you with a wonderful and motivating, mobilizing, and most inspiring, igniting topic. The topic is, thought-provoking topic is why to learn learning or how to learn learning. You can say that. So, why to learn learning? It is a topic the most frequently asked by the our aspirants. Okay, that's reason I have taken this topic learning. So it has eight letters, and every letter gives a prominent and a predominant and salient speeches regarding the topic. How just the word has consist of eight letters. The first letter is learn to live in the present, and E for enlighten yourself, A for aspire to inspire before you expire, R for reality, N for novelty, newness, I for intellectual property, N for never give up, and G for gumption. So this is it. Now let me say about because life always teaches a new lessons. We should never stop learning. When you stop learning, what will happen? You are no more to on the earth. That's reason. And if you stop learning, you will become old. Everybody wants to be active and energetic. So that's reason we should always learn. The learning makes you active and energetic. So if you want to be evergreen and active, you have to learn. That's reason. So learning is very essential because learning, it has no destination. It is a journey. It should be go on continuously. It should be go on unbroken continuity. Learning should be unbroken continuity. Then only you have a lot of what we call enthusiasm. Okay, that's reason. And man, from birth to death, from cradle to cremation, from womb to tomb, man has been trying to learn something to survive. For his man has to learn something for his bread and butter and to live, to sustain on the earth. So further, I have taken this letter, the word, the learning. The first letter is L for learning to live in the present. Because here, learning is present, whereas knowledge is fast. Because everybody has some knowledge. Because when you have knowledge, that means the knowledge related to the past. And if you want to live in the present, you have to learn. So because past is yesterday, it doesn't come. Future is mystery. We don't know what will happen in the future. And what we have at present, present time is a presentation given by God. That is that if you want to live, we have to learn. If you want to live in present, we have to learn. So learning is most essential thing in our life to make our life, to exuberate our life in a good way. And one has to keep on learning. So learning, so that is learn to live the present. That means you have to learn. So learning is very essential. Now, and if for enlighten yourself, because so far we have learned something other than outside of the world, but we don't know the most. Whatever you see the outside, the same world is within you. And if you try to see insider, because everybody has some inner voice, and if you turn inside, what will happen? You see a different world, a great world. So for that only, to learn something about you, and one has to keep on learning. That is it, that the word related to the philosophically. So enlighten yourself. Only for so far we have learned something for our bread and butter, for our livelihood. But to know the real importance of life, one has to know and learn. That is enlighten yourself. Turn out insider, but so far we are learning outsider. So that is the enlighten yourself. And if you want to know the real meaning of life, and you should know, and you have to enlighten yourself. That can be done by only by learning by yourself. And A for aspire to inspire before you expire. Because, and if you don't know nothing, how can you give something? Because we came here on the earth to give something, and we have to give and forgive, not get and forget. So that's reason. So if you have some knowledge, with the knowledge you can aspire or you can inspire other people, so that before you expect. That's why, because and our works will be ferment. Because practice everything is permanent. So make it ferment your identity, and you have to aspire and inspire before expire. So for that only you have to learn. So learning is an ornament. Okay. So to make your life beautification, and you have to grab this the ornament, that is the learning. So that's very essential for anything. So that's the, and enlighten yourself, one has to learn. A for so now, then R for reality. So reality is means the moment you run away from the present, then fear starts, fear begins. And if you, because man born free, but everywhere change, but everywhere there is a fear, because the moment you run away from the present means when you don't like to learn, what will happen? You are trying to run away from present, then what will happen? The fear begins. So our life will always be fear if you don't learn. So the knowledge or the learning, the studies, the education, whatever it can be, that gives a lot of confidence, a lot of what we call support your life. It gives some courage and boldness, that's reason, and to avoid your fear, and you should learn. The learning is the great boon that will salvage ourselves, it enlighten ourselves, our life. Okay, that's reason. And reality is important. I have tried to live in the reality, because what I told you, the present is a present is given by God. So to live in the present, we have to learn. So only learning makes you to be in the present. Okay, that's reason. Now, and novelty, because the world has been changing like leaps and bounds. So here novelty means newness, because love changes law of nature, challenge is aim of nature. So we have to challenge change, but not change the challenge, because we are living in the rat racing world. It's a competitive world. So we have to accept the reality, so that we have to, because of novelty, we have to update ourselves. Because if you don't update yourself, what will happen? You will be outdated. Let me say, I want to just give small anecdote, that is example. And Socrates, a greatest philosopher of the world, and he has been sentenced to die by taking opium, that is hemlock. So before he going to die, and do you know what was his last wish? So before he going to die, before half an hour, and some official came to him, what was his last wish? So at the moment what Socrates was doing, he was listening some music from lyre, one type of violin. So he asked the officials, so let the violinist come to him. So as per his wish, the violinist was taken to the Socrates. The moment the Socrates and happened to meet him, and he asked him how to play lyre, that is the violin. So he taught 10 minutes how to play the lyre. So after that, Socrates played very well. So before going to die also, he learned something. At the time his disciples were crying. So they asked him, why you learn this art? Because Socrates told like this. So even we have to learn something before our last breath. So that was the great inspiration was given by the greatest philosopher, greatest personality of the world, the Socrates. So that's reason. So even though we know that the death is inevitable, so we have to learn something to give something to the society or the world. Okay, that's reason. And because of the novelty, we have to update ourselves. Then I for intellectual property, because the learning is not, it's a confined to any sect, any people and religious. It is a universal factor. Because the moment you want to learn something, the knowledge comes from the nooks and the corners, and you will learn anything, because that is what we call the law of attraction is there. That there is a universal law is there. Whatever you want to learn, determined to learn, automatically it will come from the nooks and corners. So that is intellectual property. Anybody can grab the opportunity to learn something from the universe. So that's learning is very essential now, and never give up. So while you're learning, there is a procrastination, and you want to postpone something. The procrastination is a very dangerous thing in our life. It will dismantle, destruct, and disturb your life. That's and we should never give up while you're learning. Sometimes it happens to, like in the stage of flatue, because you want to say some rest, but never give up, and overcome from the procrastination. You can make your life exuberant and excel. Okay, and the last one is this, that is the gumption. So gumption is nothing but, so to know what is the right thing and how to do, what is the good, what is the bad. So by learning you can understand, so what is the right, what is the best decision, what is the best thing to do anything and for the sake of society. So that's reason, so if you are the learned person and you know what to do for the sake of society, what not to do for the society, so for that only, to to make better society, one has to know the what to do, what not to do. So that can be that what we call gumption, that can be possible by learning only. So if you are a learned person, then and the world will be beautiful. The world will be like a heaven on earth. So to make the world a great one and in a good way, so one has to learn. So one has to learn anything. So learning is very important. It plays a predominant role and pivotal role, a great role in one's life. So one has to learn. So sustain his identity after his death also. That's reason one has to keep on learning and until his last breath. This is my ideology regarding. I have taken the learning, the word, and I have tried to express and explain and expand my idea regarding this topic. And please, if you like, please try to share and subscribe. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you one and all. Namaste.